Odogwu paranran money na water. In Ufume village, whenever people talk about strange things that happened in their lifetime, one name always comes up: Odogwu paranran. But he was not born with that name. He came into this world as Chibuzo, the boy that poverty refused to leave alone. From the day he was born, struggle followed his family around. His father was a poor mechanic who hardly had customers. His mother sold roasted yam and corn by the roadside, with smoke always in her eyes and tears always in her voice whenever she talked about school fees. Their house was small, built from mud, with a zinc roof that leaked anytime rain fell. When it rained at night, they had to shift their old mattress from one corner to the other because water was dropping from almost everywhere. Sometimes they slept sitting, sometimes they used buckets and bowl to collect rain right there inside the room. By the time Chibuzo was 6, he had already understood what it meant to go to bed hungry. There were nights when the only dinner they had was gari and water, without sugar, no milk, just ordinary gari that made your throat scratch. His mother would lie to him and say, "I have eaten earlier," even though her own stomach was making noise louder than his. In school, it was that boy whose uniform was always faded and a little too short. His sandals had more stitches than original leather. On days when he couldn't pay school fees, the headmaster would send him out of the class. He would stand outside under the hot sun, listening to other children shout out answers from inside. Sometimes he cried quietly, wiping his face with the back of his hand so that no one would see him. The other children were not kind at all. "Beggar boy," they called him. "Borrow, borrow. Your mother is sending smoke by the roadside," they said. They laughed at him when he brought food to school in an old plastic container. Sometimes it was only plain boiled yam with no oil. Sometimes just cold eba with nothing. One day, one boy pushed his plate and the food fell in the sand. While others laughed, he knelt down and picked some of it back, dusted it and ate it. Hunger does not respect shame. When he turned 12, life became even harder. His father fell sick. At first, it was just small cough. Later, it became something else. They had no money for proper hospital, only small chemist shop medicines that did nothing. His father got weaker, thinner, and one night, while rain was beating the zinc and the wind was whistling through the cracks of the window, his father took his last breath. Just like that, the little they had disappeared. After the burial, family members helped for 1 week. After that, everyone went back to their normal lives. His mother became both father and mother. She started leaving the house before sunrise, carrying a tray of yam and plantain to the roadside, staying there under the sun and rain, calling out to people that barely listened. Sometimes she didn't sell anything until evening. Sometimes customers insulted her. Sometimes policemen came to chase her from the spot. And Chibuzo, he became the man of the house before his time. He worked on people's farms, carrying heavy loads for very little money. He fetched water for neighbors. He helped clear the bush. He did any job, no matter how small the money, just to bring something home to his mother so she could rest a little. There was one particular day he can never forget. It was a school day. He had no money for food, but he still went because exams were closed. By break time, his stomach was crying. He watched other children buying buns and drinks, laughing. He sat alone under the tree because he has no friends. Then one girl came from class, the daughter of a rich trader. She saw him and said loudly, "If you know you are hungry, go and walk. School is not for poor people." The whole group laughed. He forced a smile, got up and walked away with tears in his eyes. That day, something hardened inside him. Poverty was not just making him hungry, it was making people insult him like he was less human. He looked at himself and made a decision deep in his heart. I will not die like this. I must make this money. Whatever it takes, I must live this life. Years passed. He grew taller, stronger, but the suffering grew with him. He wrote his final exams, but couldn't go further because there was no money for higher education. He started following some older boys to the city, sometimes to do menial work, but it was never enough. Then one morning, just before dawn, he packed a small bag with 2 shirts, one trousers and slippers. His mother was still sleeping. He sat near her for a while, watching her face, seeing the lines of stress and the grey hairs that poverty had forced out too early. He didn't know how to tell her he was leaving. He didn't know when he would return. He didn't even know if he would survive. But he knew if he stayed, nothing would change. So he whispered, "Mama, forgive me." He stood up and walked out of the house quietly. By the time the sun came out, he was already far from Ufume village. For 3 good years, nobody in the village heard from him. His mother cried. Some people said he has spied. Others said he ran away and forgot them. Some said he joined bad gang, but no one knew where he went to or what he was doing. But life moved on. Until one Saturday afternoon, the ground of Umefe started shaking from the sound of a big engine. A black SUV, the type they usually show on TV or during political campaigns, drove into the village, raising dust behind it. Children ran after it, shouting. Adults left what they were doing and gathered. The car parked in front of Mama Chibuzo's old house, and the door opened. A man stepped out. Classy dress, shiny gold wristwatch, dark shades, perfume that smelled like the city. 2 men behind him that looked like bodyguards. For a moment, nobody recognized him. Then he removed his glasses. "Mama Chibu's son, is that not Chibuzo? See as he's fine, see money," people shouted. His mother came out, saw him and fainted from shock. Neighbors rushed to revive her, and when she opened her eyes, she started crying and laughing at the same time. My son, I thought you were dead," she said. "Mama, your tears are finished. From today, you will not suffer again. Call me Odogwu now." From that day, Chibuzo died and Odogwu paranran was born. Money followed him like a shadow. He spent it like water. He bought his mother a new house, big and painted, with real zinc roof and tiles on the floor. He bought her a generator so she would never sit in darkness. He bought her fine clothes and sent people to stay with her and serve her. But he didn't stop there. He bought bags of rice and shared to the village. He paid school fees for children. He repaired the borehole that had been bad for years. He bought workers from the town to fix the road leading into the village. He donated money to the church, to the traditional council, to the youth meeting. During festivals, he sponsored everything. Odogwu was doing so much. People loved him. They praised him. They blessed him. A child that remembers his mother will never fail, the old woman said. A true son of the soil, the elders called him. But quietly, in small dark corners, some people also asked one question. How did he make this money? And so fast at that. He had been gone for only a few years. No known big job, no known business, but he has cars, big houses in the city, more money than anyone had ever seen in Umufe. When people asked about a source of wealth, he always gave the answer, God did it. But deep inside, he knew that was not the full gist. During those missing years, the hunger to escape poverty pushed him into a place he could never fully come back from. In the city, After suffering and the frustration was too much, he met some men who were living the life he dreamt of. Cars, apartments, designer clothes, everything. At first, he thought they were just lucky. Later, he discovered that they belonged to a very coded society. Not village shrine, not roadside juju. This one was polished, modern. They had offices, big hotels, online businesses. They spoke nice English. They quoted motivation, but behind all that, there was darkness. They approached him one night. "You hate poverty, right?" they said. "We can take it away from your life permanently," they promised. "But wealth does not come for free," they warned. He hesitated. They gave him time. They showed him things, accounts of money, houses, deals that looked impossible but became real. Men that were once like him now living large. Eventually, desperation beat fear. He agreed. The rule was strange but simple. Each time he received from the power they served, he must give back. Each time he gave money for help, he would take something back from them spiritually. In return, luck, health, years, favor he got back. Their destiny would reduce while his own increased. He did not have to kill them directly. There was no need for blood flowing in front of him. No knife, no dramatic scene. Everything was quiet, spiritual secrets that made it feel less evil in his mind at first. But evil is still evil, whether loud or quiet. So when he returned to the village and started spraying money everywhere, each person that collected from him was unknowingly handing over a piece of their future to him. People looked fine at first. Life continued. But slowly, things started changing in the background. Someone who collected money to start business kept meeting disappointments. Someone who collected money for rent fell sick mysteriously. Someone whose school fees he paid started failing for no clear reason. Old people he assisted started growing weaker and faster than expected. The timing was slow, so nobody connected anything. Meanwhile, his own life was climbing like elevator. He started bringing cars to the village, first one, then two, then three. He built a mansion at the edge of Imiofe with high fence, big gates, and lights that make the night look like day. He wore designers, used new phones, and people began to call him Odogwu paranran, hailing him, because everything about him was loud, flashy, and big. With money also came women. In less than a year, he married 3 wives. Amarachi, the nurse from a nearby town, gentle and respectful. Odogwu, a slay queen from Lagos, full makeup, long nails, high heels. Farida, a quiet Muslim emerged from a trip, calm and graceful. He bought them cars and built rooms for each one of them in the same mansion. They had cooks, maids, everything. To outsiders, they were living the dream life. But inside that mansion, one room remained locked at all times. No maid entered it, no wife cleaned it, no one asked questions. Because a few times anyone tried to joke about it, his face changed and his voice became very firm. "That room is my private temple," he said once. "Nobody goes near it." The truth, that room was where he maintained his agreements with the power that made him rich. He traveled to the city often for their meetings, but even in the village, he had to renew the side of the bargain periodically. He did not always fully understood what was happening in that spiritual realm. He just knew that as long as he followed the instructions, money continued to flow. Then the world changed. A sickness spread. News carried it. Social media carried it. Government announced restrictions. Markets were closing. Airports shut. Everywhere locked down. At first, it didn't worry him too much. He still had food, generator, money, and all. His wives were still there. He stayed mostly inside his big house, watching TV, pressing phone, eating, drinking, laughing. But behind the scenes, something serious was happening in the realm of his secret covenant. A spiritual soul sent him a message. Your time is almost due. You must refresh the sacrifice. With movement now restricted, and will use supply. In past times, he usually used people far from him, people he interacted with in the city, strangers from random connections. Those were the ones whose destinies he pulled from, the ones that gradually faded while he rose. But now he could not travel. No new faces, no new places, no fresh energy, as they called it. He asked for more time. The answer came back ash. No extra time. If you cannot bring new people, the power will feed on those around you. And fear entered him properly for the first time. He tried to argue. He tried to negotiate. He offered money, precious things, even animals, but they laughed from the other side of the call. Money he had came from them. He could not bribe the same power that had created his wealth. Days turned to weeks, lockdown continued. Then people started dying. At first, nobody suspected anything. The first to go was an old man he had once helped with his hospital bills. Within another week, a woman died mysteriously. Then another. Every single person that died had one thing in common. They had collected something from Odogwu paranran, especially in recent times. But this time, they were not praising him. People whispered at the back of their houses, "Mama, did you not see Odogwu pay your rent? Don't go near that man again, oh. Since they started spraying money, see how people are dying one by one. That thing is not normal." Even his wives felt the change. They saw the fear in people's eyes. They noticed how visitors stopped coming. They heard the rumors. Amarachi had a dream where she saw her husband standing over a pit. She told her other wives. They confessed they had the same too. And one evening, they gathered courage and confronted him. "Odogwu, what is going on?" Amarachi asked. "Since you came back, we were happy. But now see people dying. See how the village is afraid of us." He looked at them quietly for a moment. Then he hardened himself again. "You are my wives," he said. "Everything I'm doing is for us. Don't ask questions that will bring problem into this house." The tone frightened them and they kept quiet. More people kept falling sick and everything led to him until eventually the power turned fully against him. That night it happened. The sky was dark and angry. Thunder rumbled. Inside Odogwu's mansion, the lights went off for a few seconds. He stood inside the circle he always used, but this time his hands were empty. And then fear gripped him. He had no more strangers to feed to the system. "Please," he said to the darkness, "I can't do it anymore. Let us end it. Take the money, take the cars, take everything. Just live my life." A voice answered from everywhere and nowhere at the same time. "Wealth has no return policy." And just like that, Odogwu was spied by the power. His wife saw everything. They ran to the village streets and yelled everything that happened. And just like that, they knew that Odogwu did ritual. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. In these stories, there are so many moral lessons to be learned from it. Always be patient. There is light at the end of the tunnel. So you guys, please tell me the lessons that you have learned in the story in the comment section. Let's make the comment section a very interactive place. Yes, like we usually do. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Tap on the notification bell so every time I upload a new video, you get to know and you come watch. Thank you so much. Please tell me in the comment section the type of stories you're expecting next. Thank you and see you guys.